Hi, welcome to Coffee and Crafting. I do have my coffee, or at least I'm going to drink water today. I thought it was a great time for me to get started on my Mother's Day apparel and try to get ahead of the ball game. I am wearing my Mama shirt today, and I thought that I would bring you along with me while I do a Mama Bling. Yep, we're going to sparkle it up, put a little sparkle on it, and I just wanted to show you what my process is. I've already cut out my template, and I'm going to brush this in. When you are starting with rhinestones, and I'm using hot fix rhinestones, I kind of set my supplies. So I used my Caesar Romeo to cut my template out, and I've got my brush, and this brush can be obtained at Home Depot or wherever. I'm going to be using Hot Fix Rhinestones from the Baby's Booty. You can look them up online. I'm using the color Icy Sky. It is a beautiful, beautiful blue. I don't know if you can see that, but it is a gorgeous blue because I'm going to be putting it on this shirt. And I think that the color marries really well. So I did use my color wheel to match. There's pretty much nothing that the color wheel won't allow you to match up your colors just to kind of make sure that it looks good. But as you know, you can put any colors together now and it will work. So the first thing that I'm going to do is kind of peel this away. But before I start that, I'm gonna show you the rest of my supplies. I've got this tray here. All of these came from the Baby's Booty. You get it in a little nice little cute kit when you order from the Baby's Booty. She sends out everything beautiful. Eve is great with her packaging, and that goes a long way. Her rhinestones are magnificent. I've never had a rhinestone to come off. She has quality rhinestones. So if you're interested in doing hot fix rhinestones, or you already do it and need a provider, check out Eve at the Baby's Booty. So I'm going to be using this because I'll need to brush them back into the container. I have some tweezers here because I want to make sure if the rhinestones get turned the wrong way or I need to add more, then I've got my supplies. And of course, this has like an eraser. It's kind of tacky on the top, and this is kind of just a placement tool. It will serve like an ink pen, so to speak. But if I need to continue to put rhinestones in, then I've got all of the things that I need right here at my fingertips. So what I like to do first, let's see if you can see what I'm doing here on my workstation, is I like to peel off my rhinestone template with while it's still on the back in here because it just makes it easier. It doesn't matter whether you start at the top or at the bottom to peel it, but you want to do it kind of low and you also want to do it kind of fast. So this just kind of helps the template to peel good with all of the rhinestone dots to stay in place. So I'm just going to just peel here, and once you start, you want to keep going. That's the easiest way. Boom. And just like that, I've got my template all cut out. I kind of give it a quick look over, and not one rhinestone remained. It peeled perfect. So I'm just going to lay that down. I want to show you what it looks like here. This is all of the waste, but as you can see, Mama is there. Nothing is left. So now I can just take this off of there and throw it away. Just put this away. And now I will show you what I use to store my templates. I'm going to get a new one because I'm sure I'll do many more in my mom series, so I can certainly use it. But this is just a plastic cutting board. You can get it at the Dollar Tree or Walmart or wherever you would like to get them from. I got mine from the Baby's Booty. They're very large and you can put multiple things on them, but they're quite sturdy. So once you put your template on your carrier here, this is where you will store them. Then you no longer have to, you can reuse it over and over again. You don't have to cut this template anymore. And voila, there you go. So I'm going to now brush in my rhinestones onto my template. You want to pour a generous amount. Close it up. Usually, um, you want to close it back up good because you don't want anything that's left. This is a pretty large file, so you're going to use quite a few. And you just want to kind of brush them in, covering each one. Something about the bristles, they're very soft, but they allow the rhinestones to just kind of fall in place. And you just want to take your time and kind of go through each one there, making sure that it's well covered. And just move on over. If you miss any, you can go back, or I go back, um, just to see if I can get it in kind of seamlessly. Just kind of in a circular motion. You know, I didn't quite understand the first time I watched someone do this, and they said just go back and forth in a circular motion, but I never saw the circle. I only saw them moving side to side, but it's extremely gentle. The circle motion is not a full circle, it's a gentle motion. Now, I've also found that sometimes it's easier for me to use my hands. Your hands need to be very clean because the rhinestones will stick to your fingers um, in a tacky way if your hands are not freshly clean when you're doing this. But I figured for the sake of this video, I would do it the proper way. I like doing it on my large mat here as well because there's a whole stone that popped that way. You can do it on whatever you like. I just choose to do it on a mat because the rhinestones tend to show up better and I can see them. But if you can see, although I'm moving to the side and to one side, I'm controlling my rhinestones and I'm also kind of just a little circular motion. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a stone there that is not the same color. I don't even know what that is. It's not the same size. Sometimes they get off in there and there's no backing on it. So with hot fix rhinestones, there is a backing on the rhinestones that allow you to adhere it to. I don't know if you can see that. Probably can't. It looks kind of purple-ish, if you will. That is sticky. And when it's hot, there by the name Hot Fix, it will melt. I'm going to use my heat press on 320 for about 15 minutes. Now, when you order from the Baby's Booty, Eve puts all the instructions there for you, how long, but I'll say each person's heat press might work differently. Your heat may be different from mine, so you may want different. I don't want my rhinestones to fall off of any customer's shirt. not even my shirt. So I like to make sure that it is well adhered. And then this is just a cotton shirt. If I was using something lighter or something heavier, for example, when I do jean jackets, I even do longer. I'll do 15-minute increments. I'll do 15, I'm sorry, seconds, not minutes, seconds, 15-second increments. And I will keep doing that until I know the rhinestones, maybe 2 or 3 times, especially on denim, to make sure that the heat has adhered well. Now, what I'm doing now is I'm just going to go through this design now that I've got everything off to the side and move any extra stones, any that did not get put in the right place. And you can just lightly rub your finger. You see there's extra ones. Look at it really, really well. There's one missing there, so I'm just going to pick it up with this. Just picks up easily and it just drops right in place. Just moving my hands across. Pretty smooth there to make sure that I have everything covered, that there are no holes remaining, and that everything is there. Okay, that looks great. Now I'm going to take my scoop here, this scoop, and I'm just going to scoop everything, all of my extra stones onto my scooper. And then this will allow me to, now you might say, you wasted a lot of stones. I did not waste any stones actually, because we're going to put them right back into the little case here and they can be reused. Be very careful. I like using this little scooper because it kind of concentrates everything into one space, and I can easily put them back, and always put the rubber band back on them because you don't want your rhinestones to waste out. Now, the next thing that we're going to use is, you have to have a way to get it from the template, now that you've brushed them in, to the shirt. And we're going to use a carrier. This also came from the baby's booty, and it goes a very long way, but it's called tacky tape, and it's hot fix tacky tape. This is what it kind of looks like in a roll. This goes a long way because you can reuse it over and over, but I'm going to get a fresh piece here because I don't have any that I can use. And you want to kind of get it about the size of your design because it is really, really sticky and tacky. So you want to make sure that you are not wasting it. Larger designs, of course, you use a larger piece. So I'm going to just cut me a little piece there. And there's an art to it, of course. When you use it for the first time, it's going to be, you see how it just clung to me? I'm going to just take it and rub it against myself on my clothes. And that gets rid of some of this stickiness and the static. So now you're going to have to commit. I'm doing this on camera. Hopefully I don't mess it up. But we're going to just go down kind of like with a little bitty bend. And once we go down, we have to commit to it. So we're going to just commit to the design. And it goes on perfect. Lay it down and just rub to make sure that all of the rhinestones adhere. I like to take my little brush and just go over everything again to make sure it's down very good. Now, in the same way that we pull the backing from the template earlier when we cut it, I do the same thing here. We're going to go really slow but fast in a sequence because we want to make sure all of our rhinestones come up kind of in a diagonal area, but once you start, keep going. keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And there, we are done. It's really, really sticky, but you want to be careful with it and not, um, and there we go. Now I'm going to just take my backing and put that on top here while we prepare our shirt. Boom. It'll stay right there, nice and neat until now we press our shirt. All right, I know that's a lot and we're almost there. So I'm going to now pre-press my shirt 320 for 10 seconds just to press my shirt. I'm gonna use my HTV heat press, my auto heat press 2 for this, and it works perfect. I really like using that for this. So let's go over to my heat press, turn it on. It doesn't take long to heat up. It heats up really, really quick. And I fold my shirt in half. I've already folded it here from top, seam to seam, down to the sleeve, seam to seam. Listen, shirts are not perfect. So there may be something off in the size, but you want to kind of make sure, and you want to make sure there is no wrinkles. This is my center. It helps me to identify um, where the center of my shirt is so that when I put the design on it, I can make sure we are halfway like we should be. So I'm going to press it in half. I'm going to press it in half. And once my heat press gets to the desired temperature, I'll press that right quick. We'll put our design on and then we'll be ready to go. Now, while we're waiting on that to get hot, I wanted to share with you some of the other designs that I've done that were not hot fix. This one is done with, actually, this is a, a fabric. It's H No, I'm sorry. This is glitter HTV. And I like using this. This is just me playing around with some colors actually, and a template just as I was cutting things out and playing around with some colors. But you can definitely do this. You can do it with the colors. You can also do it with one color. You don't have to use multiple colors. This is embroidery, and I put the glitter HTV in the middle here. Once you are finished with this design, you just put it on the heat press for about 10 seconds, and then it adheres to the shirt really, really well, and it does not come off. So you've got a great design there. So that I did that one, and then I also did this one, still playing around with some colors, Blessed Mom, and this is completely embroidered all the way through, and just trying to play with some designs and see what it looks like. And I think my very favorite one is this one, my heart mom, because mom is my heart, of course. And so this one came out really, 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 really super cute. I actually did this one with my single needle pooling machine, and it came out just simply adorable. So I thought I would share that with you. Some of the designs that I'm working on as I start to build my Mother's Day collection. So if you want something in particular, or if you would like to see something in particular, let me know. I'm going to also be doing a couple of DTF Mother's Day designs. I'm going to probably, I did some mugs last year, so I probably won't do any samples of those, but I will have them available in my Shopify if you're interested in that. And by the way, you can see some of my designs and things at designsbydranita.com. And I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. And just like that, we're already at temperature. I'm just going to close my heat press up here. And it is ready. Voila. Give it a little shake. I always like to lint roll my shirt because anything that is on this shirt, let me go this way, it will be adhered underneath those rhinestones if you don't lint roll it. So make sure that you are lint rolling your shirt. I go about 4 fingers from the top. There are guides that you can use for sure. And then we're going to just go with Mama. There are 4 letters, so this one is kind of easy. Pulling it away from my carrier sheet here. Be careful not to yank it because you don't want your stones to be removed. About 4 fingers from the top here. Yep, that's good. And you want it to be straight. You don't want to have a crooked design. So I am going to put my sizer. I use this, ordered it on Amazon. But when I put it here, what happens is it gives me, I just use my center my center line that I already have just to make sure that my design is not crooked. And just like that, my design is crooked. And I don't want it to be. So we're going to just snatch it up here and put it down again. I'm not going to put it all the way down because I need to be able to move it again if I need to. And that's perfect. I don't know if you can see that. I'll bring the camera. I've lined it up here, my center line. This is my center line that I've lined it. And this cross line is going straight across. So that lets me know that my design is straight. So we are ready to press. All right. You don't need to use a cover sheet because it's covered with the carrier already. And we're going to I just move my collar up because I don't like for it to press. And we're going to let that press for 15 seconds. 15 seconds seems like a lifetime when you're waiting for it, but it really is a quick press. It doesn't harm your shirt at all, and it does not harm the rhinestones. And we're done. We're going to, I like to give it a quick rub. This is just a lint. I keep it close because it kind of allows anything that's not adhered to adhere. Now, another thing that I've started doing, I learned this from someone else, it wasn't my idea, is that they press the back side, and that even gets it further. But this is just a cotton shirt, so we're going to just peel. I think it's fine. And we're going to put our carrier right back there. And now, look at that. Mama is sparkling. How beautiful is that? I absolutely love it. And of course, this shirt is for me because it is my sample that I wanted to make sure that it came out great. I absolutely love the colors. I love the way it looks. That concludes our session for today. Thank you for being with me on Coffee and Crafting today as we start to develop our Mother's Day line. And thank you for doing rhinestones, hot fix rhinestones, and joining me for my mama. I love you. I'm Dr. Anita, and I'm selling Houston.